tonight's telecast to the memory of Rich Vogler. It has been another hot, hazy, humid Saturday in July, but we have a great evening. No threat of rain here at Indianapolis Raceway Park for live USAC Midget Racing, part of the Hardee's Racing Series. On tap tonight, the ARCA Permatech Supercar Series from Pocono, Pennsylvania. And from beautiful upstate New York, from Watkins Glen, it's the IMSA International Sedans. And live from Indianapolis Raceway Park, the Hardee's Racing Series featuring the USAC Midgets. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Lee alongside Larry Rice. We'll be joined momentarily in the pit area by Marty Reed. Larry, in one fashion or another, Rich Vogler touched all of our lives. As racers, we have competed against him. As broadcasters, we have talked about him. As race fans, we have cheered for him. And no one has won more races on ESPN over the last decade than Rich Vogler. We feel as though we have lost a member of the own family.
Well, it's definitely going to be a void, Gary. He was there. He was at every race. He raced all over the Midwest, all over the country. We almost expected him to be there if we went to an open cockpit race. The drivers set their standards by him and will for a long time to come. But it's a void that's real now.
Well, the racing season continues. We will race this evening, but those in the pit area are very mindful.
I've never been in a quieter pit area than that was out there tonight. Everybody in their own minds, either consciously or subconsciously, is thinking in their own way about Rich Vogler tonight.
We have concluded our qualifying. Jeff Gordon has the fast lap. We are ready for our first of 4 heat races. Here's the lineup now for heat race number 1. And the cars are lined up, and in the front row, they're starting inverted. The fastest on the rear, Dave Conan, will share the front row with Jim Dinsmore. In row 2, on the inside, Steve Inlow, outside Ted Hines. In row 3, the 2 drivers will be John Murphy in number 70, Tice Carlson in number 18, but Carlson has had a problem. He has pulled back into the pit area after being pushed off. In row 4, on the inside, Russ Gamester has taken over Dick Pohl's number 25 car after blowing the engine in the number 1 machine. Mike Fedorchak, the track record holder, starts outside in 97. In the 5th row on the inside, Richard Myrie in 9M, and the fast qualifier this evening, Jeff Gordon. Once again, the inverted start, the fastest on the rear. That always makes it interesting, always represents a challenge for the fast qualifier, Larry.
It sure does. That's what makes this kind of racing so exciting. They put the fast guys in the back. They make them really work to make the feature. They have to get through there, get in the first 5 in order to make that feature race. They did put Russ Gamester on the back of this race, Gary, because he is a new car.
Well, here is Jeff Gordon, 5 midget starts with 4 wins. He is always incredibly fast. We have seen him set track records. We have seen him win, but he has to go from the back of the pack here to be one of the first 5 to cross the finish line to transfer to the main event. The pace car is off. We are about to go racing. A rather ragged start, but the green flag is out from starter Bill Carey.
Yeah, it sure is. That was a real good move down there from the 2nd row. I think it's Steve Inlow that went in there, 3 out. Steve Inlow went low, passed him, did a real good job getting past those guys in the front row.
Well, look at Fedorchak. Fedorchak really made a nice move. He's up in the middle of the pack. We're watching for the number 4 Diet Pepsi car. Here's the Diet Pepsi car right there. Gordon right behind the munchkin of Fedorchak, and he makes a move to the low side, going almost 3 abreast into turn 1.
It's real crowded down there, Gary. I'll tell you, those guys are real close. There's 3 abreast almost right now coming off there. There they go, 3 abreast right down the back straightaway. But Jeff Gordon had his line. He knew where he wanted to go, and he went right on past those guys.
Well, that is the Beast chassis number 4, owned by Raleigh Helmling out of Vincennes, Indiana, driven by Jeff Gordon. He makes a move down the inside of Ted Hines, and he'll move up to the 3rd position.
Yes, these midgets are so much narrower than the sprint cars and dirt cars that we've watched here before. You can do that much easier. Go beside a guy into the corner and then just pull in front of him because their race cars are so much smaller.
Well, Richard Myrie now is being in a battle for the lead. That is Inlow out there leading. Another Beast chassis, but a munchkin on the inside, side by side. And look at Gordon to the inside.
Well, I'll tell you what, those guys are racing hard. That car number 3 really got sideways there. He was working real hard to keep him back, but it looks like those guys just had too much for him. He couldn't keep him back.
Inlow in a straightaway goes from 1st to 3rd, and now look who's out in front. Jeff Gordon, who says his eyes are now set towards stock car racing after taking the Buck Baker driving school, so we may see him with fenders in the seasons to to come. But right now, he is third in the point standings going after the midget championship this season. He said earlier in the year his real goal was to win the Silver Crown title, but he's in a position right now to do well in the midgets.
Well, he's running so well in everything that he's running right at this point. He runs really well in this midget. This is a great race car that Raleigh Helming has prepared for him. He drives it really, really well. And so he's up in the point standings here. He's also up in the point standings in the sprint cars, and everything that he runs, he's doing well in.
Well, of course, Gordon has a Pontiac. George Tucker takes care of the Pontiac engine for the Helmling Racing, but this is a Volkswagen and the Munchkins, and I'm real impressed with how the Munchkin Volkswagens are faring against the higher horsepower outings. And look at this, Inlow now being challenged by Ted Hines. Ted, a second-generation driver who frequently races against his dad, Jim, and they are nose to tail in the first turn.
Yes, and that's another Volkswagen in that car of Ted Hines. He does a real good job with this race car. I tell you, he drives real hard. He runs out at the Speedrome every Friday night with this race car. I think he's ahead in the point standings. If not, he's in the first 2 or 3, and he runs real good with that car.
White flag being displayed now for our leader as Gordon goes into the first corner, but here's that battle for the third position as Hines moves. And look at this, 4 cars all together. We only transfer 5, so there's a real shootout for 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
I'll tell you what, this is going to be close. Russ Gainster's having a real tough time. This is a brand new car for him. He's never run that car before. It's Dick Pohl's car, and he's having a little trouble getting it sorted out.
There's a checkered flag, so the victory goes to the fastest qualifier from this race. And here, who's going to take 3rd, 4th, 5th? Inlow, and then it's Hines. Yes. And then Gamester.
Yes, Gamester missed it by 1 spot. He's leading the point standings, so he got into that car.
We take the top 5 tonight.
Oh, that's right.
That was 5th place, so he would, I believe he finished 5th in that one.
No, I think not. I think not, Gary. I think that maybe Ted Hines.
No, you're right. He was 6th.
Yeah.
Ted Hines was the 5th position. Again, Russ Gamester driving the car that is normally driven by Dick Pohl, but Gamester, the defending national midget champion, trying to go for 2 championships in a row and be the first driver in 14 years to accomplish that since Sleepy Tripp did it back in 75 and 76. Blew the engine in hot laps earlier, so he's hopped into car 25, and we'll have a chance to go through the semi now as we take a good look at Jeff Gordon in victory lane. So Gordon takes the victory from the back of the pack. Richard Myrie finished 2nd, and the transfer positions belong to Mike Dvorchak, Steve Inlow, and Ted Hines. So once again, an exciting competition because the inverted start the fastest on the rear.
Yeah, so those guys came right through there. You saw Myrie, and you saw Fedorchak, and you saw Jeff Gordon all come from the back. They did a great job.
A big thumbs up. So let's go down and talk to our victor. Here's Marty Reed.
Well, you made it look easy again.
No, it wasn't easy. You know, getting through that bunch of cars was really tough. They were all going everywhere and running pretty strong. So it was really tough. Myrie got out there in front, and I knew he was going to be really tough to run through the corners, and he was. He was working real good through the corners, but I had a lot more straightaway speed. I wish the car would have been working that well in qualifying. I think we could have had a new track record.
Well, qualifying, we should point out, you had absolutely no brakes. Not that you use them that much in qualifying, but you obviously need them for the race. Were you a little bit worried because you had no time to test them out?
Well, I didn't really have any brakes. You know, I had some. What happened was I went into the last corner for the last lap, which was ended up my best lap, and the brakes kind of faded quite a bit, and so it ended up being a good lap, and I come around to come in the pits and had none at all. So, you know, we just got out there just in time for the heat race, and everything worked great.
Well, congratulations. We'll see you in the main event. Jeff Gordon, your winner here at heat race number 1, Hardy Racing's Deluxe Series. We'll be back with more from Indianapolis Raceway Park right after this.